Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win.
3, 4.
Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
It's been
Good morning. How are we doing today? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Is it afternoon? All right, I'm sorry. Apologies for that. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adetola Adeduwon, and I would like to welcome you to the UBA house, firstly, to our customers, to our ladies and gentlemen of the press, and to our friends of the house. This is the UBA Business Series. I would like to, I believe everybody here is special. Everybody is actually special, but there are some people I need to recognize specially. In the house, I have the head of retail and digital banking, Mr. Shamsuddin Fashola. A round of applause for him, please. We have Babatunde Ajayi here, the head of SME banking. And of course, our ever beautiful and elegant, radiant group head of marketing and corporate communications, Alero Ladipo. So while we're doing that, to our viewers online, I say welcome to you. So a little exercise. I think everybody's kind of cold. So this is Africa's Global Bank. This is UBA. So we will say hello. Look to your left. Look to your right. It's our tradition. I want to hear different languages here. You're going to say hello to the person beside you. Not in English, not highs and everything. I want to hear different. Let's hear something new. So please say hello to someone beside you in your own language. Dear man, what language did he speak? Edo. So how do you say hello in Edo? Hello in Edo. Is that true? Any Edoites in the house? Is that how to say hello in Edo? Onegwe. Onegwe to everybody in the house. Yes. So welcome once again. So why are we here? This is a special edition of the UBA Business Series. Over the past years, UBA has supported SMEs, healthcare, or young entrepreneurs, the creative industry, and women in business across 20 African countries, the UK, US, France, and now in Dubai. And this special edition of the business series is aligned with UBA's 75-year anniversary celebration. Why? Because UBA has stood the test of time. And today, we are talking about businesses that have, will I say, survived the test of time, generational businesses, businesses that have lasted as long or closer or even more than UBA has for the past 75 years. And that is why we call this one, the theme for this year, Built to Last. Built to last. Built to stay. Built to be here. And that is why we have invited veterans, creatives who have built businesses that have lasted the test of time, and we're going to have a conversation with them. So I implore you to sit down, relax, and as we go into this journey, as we go into the minds, the brains behind individuals who have built businesses that have lasted for generations and generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adetola Adeduwan, and once again, I welcome you to the UBA Business Series. A round of applause for UBA. So as we know, we are Africa's global bank, so why not start from a different part of Africa? So I'd like us to take a trip now to the eastern part of Africa. As our keynote speaker, we'll be zooming in online from Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for Flora.
So Melvin Marsh was actually a company I created straight after college. I guess having grown up in these fields and grown up with tea, it remained close to my heart. And Kenyan tea at the time was available in the market, but was really only just packaged as bland Kenyan tea. So Melvin's tea came out, and we decided to flavor the tea. So we'd take our tea and add naturally ground herbs and spices into the tea and package it ready for the customer. Well, tea, I'd like to share some of this Kenyan magic with the rest of the world, as Melvin's tea continues to package single-sourced Kenyan tea from the farms to the shelves and to the consumers globally. In effect, this will actually continue to uplift the lives of the farmer, their families, and the whole ecosystem surrounding the tea, which actually is over 10% of the Kenyan population that actually derives its livelihood around our tea crop. Enjoy the perfect cup of Melvin's tea, 2 leaves and above, in your cup, in your home.
Flora Mutahi is a seasoned entrepreneur and dynamic business leader with over 28 years of experience in manufacturing, real estate, and board governance. She is the founder and CEO of Melvin Marsh International Limited and Azizi Realtors Limited, both based in Nairobi, Kenya. Flora currently serves as an independent non-executive board member for Old Mutual Holdings PLC. Her leadership roles extend to chairing organizations such as the Kenya Private Sector Alliance, the Anti-Counterfeit Agency, and the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. She has also served as a board member of the UN Global Compact in New York and the Export Promotion Council. She's an expert in building international brands, penetrating new markets, and fostering sustainable practices. Flora is recognized for her visionary leadership. She has a proven track record of driving growth, innovation, and transformation. Through her work with Melvin's and the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, she initiated and expanded the Women in Manufacturing program, directly mentoring over 130 women. Flora is deeply committed to mentoring and empowering entrepreneurs across sub-Saharan Africa and is a catalyst for embracing innovative strategies to maintain relevance and competitiveness in dynamic markets. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once again for Flora Mutahi.
Onegwe, as we have been shown this today, but here in East Africa, we say habari zenyu. With no funds, no plans, no roadmap. All I did 28 years ago is shakily say that I want to get into business. It took the college dean of where I was doing my professional exams to actually single me out and tell me, I don't think you look very committed to what you're doing. And I said, yeah, I wanna go into business, but I'm not sure. And the one bit of advice he told me is, do not get stuck in mediocrity. Be true to yourself and step out with courage and decide what you want to do. My next hurdle was my boss. I had worked for only 9 months. I went through college as one of those kids who are not really sure what I want to do. And when I got really harassed by the college master what to do, I said, I want to go into accountancy, purely because, in fact, my father's advice was just do accountancy because it comes easy. So I chose to get into accountancy. And this is when the college dean found me. So from there, when I wrote my letter of resignation, my boss, curiously asked me, what are you going to do? And I said, business. And she said, what is that? I was like, buy, sell. I was a kid. I really didn't know what was going on. So strategically, she actually told me, go bring file X, Y, and Z, because she was an auditor of family businesses and actually a family friend. And she walked me through a couple of files and she said, look at this one. Several years ago, this is what they're turning over. Look at them today. Look at this one. They were trading in any trade that came about, whether it's clothes or cars or whatever. Look at them today. So by the time she got to her third file, I started understanding what she was saying. And she told me, Flora, whatever you do, make sure you build a legacy business, a business that is not wholly dependent on yourself and really can go on for generations. My third hurdle, same day, this is 2 days later, I go home and I tell my parents I resigned from my 9-month job and I want to get into business. And they looked at me and they said, girls don't do that. We took you to school, you have studied globally. We think you should have stayed in a job and gotten married. And actually, as a family, I think if you want to go that route, perhaps you better leave this home. And I looked at my parents who really had never thrown this gender card at me. And I said, what do you mean as a woman I'm supposed to get married? And they said, well, because in their time, in the 90s, jobs were what you did. They got good jobs. Careers were thriving. And actually, people who were in business were really the people who are not doing well in jobs. So needless to say, anyway, they didn't throw me out. 3 weeks later, they're both seasoned entrepreneurs. So we became friends again. But still was the looming question. What do you want to do? So like you heard, my name is Flora Mutahi. I'm the founder, CEO of Melvin's Tea, a business I began 29 years ago. And today I'll tell you the story of my journey and how I'm still here. And hopefully we'll have a conversation that will impact. So approximately 80% of MSMEs in Africa fail within the first 5 years. And this is against a global average of 45%. This is according to Investopedia. According to the World Bank, Africa has the highest number of entrepreneurs, and a large percentage, unfortunately, being survival entrepreneurs, people who get into it because of poverty or no other opportunity. And this high failure rate, the 80% high failure rate, is largely contributed to challenges such as harsh economic environment, limited access to capital, inadequate business practices, poor managerial skills, lack of proper business structures, making it difficult for businesses to survive beyond the 5 years and really to scale if they want to be global or international. So if we address this, however, with such a population as 1.4 heading to 2.5 within the next, by 2030, I think it is, Africa has a great potential to really, really harness this entrepreneurial spirit that is really become what I would call almost a revolution. Back to my journey, it actually began on a dining table. And we were having a meal with a family. And I started, this is after the 3 weeks, we are now friends. And I said, why don't we have free-flowing salt in the country? So my parents look at me and say, what is that? And I said, salt that will flow freely from the salt shaker. You don't have to keep adding rice and it needs to be dry. And I sort of explained it and they were like, casually said, so why don't you do that? And I thought, that's not a bad idea, but I had no clue. But remember, I had no job now. I had no career. So what I did is I went to a university that was around the corner and I asked for the Dean of Food Science and I asked him, please, could you help me come up with a product? I know the product I want. I know it's not available in the market and I think I can do something. So he asked me, are you in food science? And I said, no. And he said, well, anyway, lecturers being lecturers, he did what he did. He said, commit to 3 weeks. Every afternoon, come here between 2 and 4 o'clock and we'll make your product. And I did exactly that. And within 3 weeks, we had my product. But then came the next challenge. Where am I going to get my funding? Remember, I had no funding, no plan, no nothing. So I went back home and I said, please, can I have some money? And they're looking at me like, excuse me, this was your vision, your plan. We took you to school. Make your own way around this. So again, I went around to the market and I found a fund it was a collateral-based female fund backed by the IFC. And they said, if you put up half the collateral, we'll give you the other half. And I said, brilliant. I go bouncing back home and I say, listen, put up half. And they're like, what part of no don't you understand? Long story short, the course meant I had to do business growth. But what I did as a stubborn child is I wore down just one. I decided divide and conquer. So I conquered my mom, cordoned off my mom. And finally, she agreed to put up half the collateral and the bank gave me just a little bit to get my journey going. I got my equipment. I paid for an office space. Can you imagine? I put a manufacturing plant in an office space. It was small, a little mixing unit. And there we were off to the journey. And that was my first product that you can see, Melvin's free-flowing salt. So I put that into the market and I go to deliver it. My first order was 2 dozens. My second order was 100 dozens from a hotel that saw the value in dry table salt. So when I gave them the invoice after delivering, they said, oh, come back after 90 days. And I'm like, what do you mean 90 days? And they said, well, that's how we pay. And I said, what do you mean? I had actually literally now run out of money. So I was borrowing money. And they said, that's what we do. And so I said, my goodness. So what I did is I decided I'm going to wear these guys down. And I went back every day for like 4 days. And one gentleman says, oh, my mother's packing tea. And I said, what's up in tea? And when he showed me the opportunity in tea, I was like, wow. And I realized at that moment, salt was only $100 for a ton. I'll never make money in this thing. So within 3 weeks, I knew I needed a new product. So back to the university and I came up with tea. I went to get my product registered in Mombasa, which is the coastal town where there's a tea auction. And some gentleman asked me, lady, why would you think you can come up against a monopoly? Because there was a monopoly at the time, but had just been lifted. And I said, because I can. And they said, don't be that arrogant. It's going to be difficult. So their words didn't leave me. And on my way back from Mombasa, I said, what is it they're trying to say? And I said, aha. What I'm going to do is I have to do something different with my product. So I started thinking different packaging, colors, etc. And I got home and I liked ginger in my tea. I tried to put, and I went to make the tea and there's no ginger. So I went back to the shops, bought the ginger, and there was my aha moment. And voila, I said, I'm going to put ginger in my tea. And that's when I came up with Melvin's ginger tea and a Melvin's plain tea. And I said, let me put both in the market and see what happens. As luck would have it, the ginger tea really took off. It was a difficult start, definitely, but it took off in the market. People kept saying, can I have a little bit more? Can I have a little bit more? And, from there, then I knew I was onto something. So looking at our timeline, I started in 1996. I expanded in 1998. I met a fund that said, listen, we will take you and help you take your product global. The statistics of tea in Kenya is 97% of our tea at that time was exported in bulk. And I said, I'm going to change this statistic. I'm going to package this tea locally and I'm going to take it globally. So I had to quickly come out with other flavors because they said you can't go with one. So I did masala quickly, vanilla, and cinnamon. Long story short is I went out and obviously I was nowhere near ready, fell flat on my feet, but I was still selling in the local market. So I continued that going. In 2004, one of the local large supermarkets asked us, listen, we like the way you do your stuff. Can you contract pack for us another product? So it was rice. And I said, okay. And their orders were, it was contract packing. So easy money, I thought. And I started that journey, but it completely derailed me from what I was doing. The supermarket actually came crashing down. Luckily for me, I had just removed my money. And so I went into focusing back in my business. In 2010, we continued to launch different flavors. I went into herbals and fruit infusions. 2014, I thought, how about a cafe? So I came out with a Melvin's Cafe, put it out in one of the prime areas in Kenya, Lavington. 2016, we launched other flavors. And in 2018, I launched my black tea. Remember when I began, I had started with the black tea. My flavored teas all picked up, but the black tea plain never made any sense. In 2018, when we actually mirrored it to the rest, is when it started making sense after failing 5 times. 2020, of course, the world shut down and everybody was at home, fortunately for us, and they drank a lot of tea. But when people started going back to offices, we noticed, headcount was very limited. So we quickly came out with Melvin's vending machines. So we have vending machines that you can put in the office and you can get tea with chocolate, tea with coffee, mochas, and the like. And 2023, we actually came out with tea sticks. Was this a challenge? Of course. I have had every single challenge in the book. Call it challenge, lack of information, lack of data, skills. I went to the university to try and train. Finances, I've done SACCO, I've done personal lending. I've even traded on the side, gone to China and Bangkok and bought stuff and come and then pumped the money back into the business. Market acceptance. Who are you? You're a female. Who are you? We're so used to this monopoly. Supply chain issues, people telling you, no, I'm not going to list your product. I only know the multinationals. Societal acceptance. Women don't do business. Competition, we have over 500 registered tea packers in Kenya. So to stand out in that melee was really, really a difficult challenge. Regulatory issues, you name it, we were there. But fortunately for me, I was called to join an association, being a manufacturer. And then I realized right there that they can help me with my regulation challenges. What was my turning point? I think persistence is actually what kept me going on my journey. What lessons have I learned? Number one is to be unapologetic. Don't ask, just do. And if you need to ask for forgiveness, do just that. Cash is king. When I started my first product, I realized quickly, this is not going to work. Come out with something else. Don't lend too much to the business. Collect as your whatever. Don't fear debt. Especially us females, we're known to fear debt. We go to the bank and they say, can we have collateral? You're like, I'm not sure. I don't want to give my house. Whereas the man would have given his house, his car, and everything else. So don't fear debt if you have a good business model. Plan with the future in mind. Where do you want to go? Let's not start these small survival businesses where you're just looking for the next step. Invest in learning. To lead is to learn. I keep saying you've got to be learning. Today, 29 years later, I'm still learning. Fail forward. You remember I told you about the tea I failed 5 times? I kept coming back with a different name. I had Chai Taifa, premium tea. Right now it's called Melvin's, black chai. I kept going because there was no way I was going to quit. Adapt and evolve, because that's what the market does. You've got to move with your customer. Basically, what I'd call it, I'd summarize all that and say you have to have a growth mindset. What would be my lesson to my younger self? If I spoke to myself 28 years ago, what really, really would I say? And I'd say, if you really want to build a legacy, a business that is going to last, do so with clarity of purpose. You must have passion for what we do. A survey by Deloitte found that 88% of successful entrepreneurs attribute their success to passion and persistence. So if you don't have that, you're 88% out. So this opportunistic way of starting business is not the way to do it. Have passion. Be clear that what you want to do is what you want to do. You have to be clear, what problem are you solving? According to a CB Insight, 42% of startups fail because there's no market need for their product. We come out with a product and say, hey, I'm trying to sell this product. No. Find out what the market needs, sort out, get them what they need, and then tell them, here it is, and go and look for that market. The third thing is have a clear vision and mission. Clarify it. A study by Bain and Company found that companies with well-defined values and missions and visions outperform the market by 15% over a 10-year period. So if you're not sure and you're flip-flopping, and I've seen them, a lot of people registered to be tea packers. I mean, I think we stand third in the market right now. We are regional. We are now going global. Well, we've gone global and we continue to go that way. But people who are not clear in their mission with that single focus don't actually make it. The second area I would say is build a firm foundation. You must have a clear business model. And they actually say companies with good business models have a 60% higher revenue growth. And a good example of this is Netflix. It actually started as a DVD rental company, and they pivoted to a streaming model, which has become their key success. So you really have to clarify your business model and keep coming back. It's an iterative issue. Strong governance. Africa, we already have issues around governance. Make sure if you're doing a business, it has good governance. Who does what, who double checks what, where are your controls. Finances is a big issue. We try to run businesses out of bootstrapping. There are banks, there are loans, there are financial institutions. There are very, very many models that could do this. Building a strong team. To lead, you don't have to do the work. If you're trying to build a business, a legacy business, it's not you to do everything. Build a strong team, attract good talent, keep them with you and make sure that they do. Apparently, a strong team culture gives you a 25% more likely chance of being industry leaders. An example is Google. We all know very well that it emphasizes a lot on strong teams. The third one is systems and processes. You must have strong marketing systems, strong sales systems, and drive efficiency at whatever cost. Technology right now is your best friend. How I used to market, I used to go to TV channels and try and beg for spaces. Today, you can do it with social media. It's much, much more of a fraction. So finally, right in the middle, you can see leadership. You are the leader. I cannot overemphasize the importance of you as a leader. Have a growth mindset, continue to grow, continue to lead, and continue to learn. And as I conclude, with 88% of successful entrepreneurs attributing their success to actually passion and persistence, and considering the failure rate of African businesses, actually startups, the failure rate right now is 1 in every 2 will actually fail. We really, really need to ensure that we are not only passionate, but we have courage. We must persevere. We must learn how to wrestle with risk. And this is what I'm calling a growth mindset. It can be done. I've done it. With a strong mindset, correct preparation, using the foundational principles, like I'm saying, clarity, foundation, systems, and processes. This can be done 29 years later and still counting. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no better time than today to be an entrepreneur. The world is a global village. The internet has revolutionized entrepreneurship. It has enabled businesses to access resources and markets with a click of a button. We have so many trade agreements, the FTA, we have AGOA, we have COMESA. There's so much going for us as entrepreneurs. It can be done. We can build businesses that will last if we build it with passion and we build it with grit. Let me leave you with an interesting statistic. One study showed that 93% of Gen Zs are exploring entrepreneurship, reflecting a shift in career aspirations amidst economic instabilities in all the countries that we know. So the question to us is, what do we need to do to make it happen? We are here, we are available, and to the entrepreneurs in the room, step into it. It is done, it is not that difficult. Those are our products 29 years later and still going strong. Success is not about personal gain, it's also about empowering others. Who are we carrying along? You heard I mentor women and youth. And for those of you who want to see how strong you are in the 3 tenets I said, there's an entrepreneurial business assessment that if you took out that QR code, check it out, and you'd see whether you're strong in business or not. And like I said, look for the solutions, they're there. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Awesome. A round of applause for Flora, Mutahi, ladies and gentlemen. That was very, very inspirational, very strong. Thank you so much, Flora. I think we should just get right into it. I think the energy is up. I think we should just go straight into the panel discussion for today. But I won't be the one taking you on that. I will hand over to someone who is more, I would say, more presentable. Yes. I call her the modern-day Oprah Winfrey. She's beautiful, she's articulate, delectable, discerning. She's going to be the moderator for today. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Sharon Uchono.
Hola, modern-day Oprah Winfrey. I think I like the sound of that, don't you think? As far as my eyes can see, right? Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this conversation. In the usual fashion, I always like to indulge the audience to see whether or not how valuable this session is going to be for them. Of course, aside the SMEs, how many of us have started businesses at some point in our lives and stopped? Please indulge me by show of hands. Almost everyone. Okay, that's very good. This just goes to show that this conversation is not only going to be valuable to the SMEs, but also previous business owners who may even look forward to becoming potential business owners in the future. Without further ado, before we call on our panelists, I would like to give a few housekeeping rules. Participants should please, both our online participants and physical participants, should please pay attention to the session, jot down your questions, and at the end of the panel discussions, we'll take on your questions. So we will now call on the panelists, starting with the legendary Alibaba.
Atunyota Alibaba Kobome is a seasoned luminary in the entertainment sphere. With a career spanning over 35 years, he has left an indelible mark across television, radio, stage performances, writing as a columnist, and public speaking engagements across Africa through mentorship seminars, SME conferences, and TED Talks. Over the course of his illustrious journey, Alibaba has played a pivotal role in elevating stand-up comedy to the forefront of creative discourse. As the CEO of Excusez-moi Television, Alibaba continues to champion the creative industry through business and innovation. He remains an icon in the entertainment landscape, sharing his wealth of experience to enrich and empower talents across the creative spectrum. A round of applause once again for him.
Thank you so much. Then Chef T, or should I say Bestie?
Diary of a Kitchen Lover, also known as Chef T, is a multiple award-winning certified Nigerian cuisine chef from the Italian Chef Academy. She's a top Nigerian food blogger, cooking show host, food entrepreneur, and content creator. Chef T officially launched the Diary of a Kitchen Lover brand in 2018. The brand has grown tremendously, both locally and internationally. Chef T is passionate about food and kitchen aesthetics and is consistently building an army of passionate food and kitchen enthusiasts through her social media platforms of over 3 million audiences across the board. With over 6 years' experience, Chef T, who is also a graduate of Babcock University, has solidified her skills in the culinary and food blogging space, from winning multiple awards to becoming the brand ambassador to PZ's Morning Fresh, Unilever's Knorr, Crown Premium Pasta, Bucci Mix, and building one of the top modern kitchen studios in Nigeria. Once again, a round of applause for her.
Thank you. Thank you. And finally, the quintessential Kelechi Amadiobi.
Kelechi Amadiobi is a Nigerian creative photographer, painter, artist, and publisher of Maniam magazine. His work in photography and visual art has garnered him international recognition, earning him features in numerous global exhibitions, including Snap Judgment, new positions in contemporary African photography, and the International Center of Photography in New York in year 2006. He is considered one of Nigeria's pioneering celebrity photographers who has elevated Nigerian photography to the global stage. Vogue describes him as a major force in the creative scene in Nigeria. A round of applause for him once again.
Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you to the panelists for taking out time to be part of this conversation. So to start with the first question, I would like to know your story. What inspired you to start business, and how do you thrive through the challenges that may have faced you? Let's start with Bestie.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes. Hi, besties.
Hi.
Okay, my name is Tolani. I'm also known as Diary of a Kitchen Lover, but most people call me Chef T or Bestie. I would say that it was born out of my background. I grew up watching my dad and my mom being entrepreneurs. I mean, very passionate entrepreneurs. My daddy had a 9-to-5 job, and he was working in the government, but he had like he's an engineer, and he was a very passionate entrepreneur. There's nothing my daddy doesn't do. He's very creative. He literally builds his house. Like, you know, when you build your house, you contract it to other people. If it's time for roofing, my daddy makes the roofing sheets. If it is time for paving, to do the paving stone, he does the paving stone. That's how passionate of an entrepreneur he was. And my mom, too. My mom is a very passionate entrepreneur. She still does business now. So I think growing up, my siblings and I watched them do this business thing. So I'd always known that even if I had a 9-to-5 job, I would always want to venture into business. And growing up, my mom made us all cook at home. So my siblings and I are very good cooks. So it was a no-brainer for me to be like a very good cook. So when I was doing my 9-to-5 job and everything, I just felt like at this point, you know, I need to branch. So I started different businesses, from being a makeup artist to being a hairstylist. I sold clothes. Eventually, food found me, and grateful for the background I had in food and entrepreneurial skills. So I decided to further my chef skills. I went to school and I did everything. So it was born out of my background, seeing my parents, and then again, passion for cooking and passion for kitchen aesthetics. And I think I've been able to change the narrative of kitchen. That it's not just a place in the house, it's a place of power. So yeah.
I agree to that. I do agree. Alibaba, let's hear from you.
The question?
Yes, what inspired you to start business, and how are you being able to stay motivated?
Okay, so first it was that people recognized it and thought that it was something that I could do a bit more of. So I started by being a heckler. You know, I go to shows, the event is going on. You know those ones they call the NFAs in every event? The No Future Ambition, they sit in a corner and disturb everybody, you know? So that was what I did. And then when you're in the buttery or the common room and you're watching a match or anything, the person that makes those comments and all that, and everybody laughs. So one day somebody said, you know, we have a show coming up. Do you think you can come and throw some of these things that you have at the show? I said, oh, why not? And they said they'll give me 5 naira.
Wow.
Okay. If you know what 5 naira means in 1987, you will understand. So I was like, Okay. So what do I do? He said, we just need you to be in the hall and be doing just what you do. So I said, okay, fine. And so I did that. And the lady came, and this was the time that Mapuka music was reigning. Makosa Mapuka was reigning. So this lady was brought from Côte d'Ivoire to dance, and then she was also a striptease. It was the first time I was seeing a striptease. Most of us read it in magazines and novels. And so she came on stage, but because it was such a novel thing to us in Ekboma at the time, everybody bought tickets to see what a striptease was. And then she came on stage, and because of how inspiring the way she did the thing, she removed the clothes, the first one, and then she was wearing a petticoat. Some of you may not know what petticoat is. Petticoat back in the day was what you wore under clothes. Okay, so when she did that, some people who could not control themselves ran on stage, and she ducked off. And so there was such commotion in school, And they said, this thing you do on the side, can you come on stage and just do it to pacify everybody? So I went on stage and pacified everybody and told them to just keep calm, and then came back. And so they came back later and said, is it possible for you to just continue just calming everybody and just making sure that everything is okay? Then you can bring the lady back. And so I told them to keep quiet, let the DJ play, went backstage, summoned some courage to talk to the girl, told her to just get strong and come, that nobody will come on stage again. And then she came on stage, and I started controlling the event from then on. And that is the opportunity that I had to go on stage. But you see, the financial indices were now what drove me into doing it professionally. Now, my allowance from my dad was 100 naira monthly. My dad's salary was 1,200. Okay. So 100 naira monthly was a big thing. And then he was a GM of local drinks in Benin. And so sometimes he's happy that you didn't even come to collect it. So if you don't show up 1 month, he feels you are okay. Mm-hmm. And so I started doing that thing, and I could charge 10 naira. 5 naira, 15 naira, 20 naira, and I got up to like 50 naira for any of all those things that I did. And in the end of a semester, I had gotten up to 60 naira. So you could pay me 60 naira for one event in school, instead of wait for 100 naira from my dad. So you could see the scale of difference. So it meant that what my dad was giving to me every month, I could earn it at one event. Mm-hmm. And so by the time I had gotten to the level where I was invited to Benin, Uniben, to Unilag, to Luth, to Amadou Bello, to Port Harcourt, to Uniport, I had started collecting 200, 300 for one event. And so the financial dynamics helped to make me go into the business. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing was that it did certain things for me. The fame that came with it, mm-hmm. the amount of money that I had, the power that came with holding the microphone and making everybody, even student affairs officers. So there was a student affairs officer called Edokpaye. He could get you rusticated if he doesn't like you. Mm-hmm. So Edokpaye was sitting there in the hall, and I said, sir, you are here, you came to watch people undressing. And you'll be telling people, you are not student affairs officer again, no, you are a student now, so please move from here, go to that. He got up, I said, sit there, sat there. And by the time I was done with all of that, I said, even if you rusticate me now, self, I've done my own, And so, the power. There was one day, we had a show, Raskimono came to the school. And by the time I had finished, somebody said, did you know the VC was in the event? I said, our VC. He said, yes. And so about 2 days, I think it was a Saturday, so like on a Tuesday, they invited me. I thought this was the rustication that I've been waiting for. And the man said that they like what I'm doing, the way I have the control of the audience, and I could pacify the people and not get them to do something untoward. And he liked it. And so there's no show. He put a law that there's no show they do in the school that I will be the MC all the time. Wow. Because that's I could control. Very so that just showed that I had something. I had something to give. So that was what then pushed me into the business. And every time I think about it, on a larger scale, out of the school, into businesses like doing something for Coca-Cola, when I did 7-Up High Life shows, Coca-Cola, Always Coca-Cola, all of those concerts. Then coming into the larger society, it grew. The cash also grew to the point. So money was one of the reasons.
Okay.
But the fame, the recognition, the
power,
job satisfaction that also came with it was one of the other reasons.
Thank you so much, Alibaba. That was really, really interesting. Thank you. So, Kelechi, let's hear from you.
My journey, what can I say? Right from childhood, you know, I'm one of those kids that couldn't stop drawing. You know the usual best artist of the class in primary school. Couldn't stop drawing Spider-Man and Incredible. I was obsessed with Marvel comics, you know. And so it was something I discovered from childhood that I enjoyed visual arts. And I discovered the power of expressing myself through the visual arts from a very young age. But I grew up in Umuahia then. Umuahia was not the capital of Abia State. It's an old, you know, local government in Imo State. Sorry, one of parts of Imo State then. And it wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. There was no gallery. There were no art schools. There's no museum. So I did not consider art something people did for a living. You know, I come from a family of lawyers. My father was a judge, and my mom was the headmistress of my primary school. And in my house, there were just 2 professions that were recognized, law and medicine. And, you know, my father had a very, you know, logical explanation. He said, look, you know, if you say you're an engineer, they say, what did you engineer? You know, but if you say the boy is a lawyer, he said, yes, he can marry my daughter. You know, you say he's a doctor, you know, the man was, and I didn't think there was anything wrong. I said, okay, it's law. Let's go and study law. No problem. By the time I was in secondary school, I couldn't stop drawing as usual. It was something that gave me joy. So the process of creating visual arts became a source of joy for me, and naturally, I excelled in it. It was when I got to University of Nigeria to study law that I found out that there was a different world. Enugu had IMT, they had the British Council, they had Bona galleries. I went to a gallery for an exhibition for the first time in my life. And it turns out that, wow, all those things I used to read in the books in library about all those great artists, you know, all the Leonardo da Vinci, Picasso, Monet, and all that, there are actually people who make a living by making drawings and exhibiting it and selling it. I said, incredible. Anyway, I carried on with my drawing in school, even though I was studying law. So I couldn't stop drawing. In Enugu campus then, there was no art department. There was an architecture department. That was the closest to, you know, people practicing drawing and graphics and things. But by the time I was in year 3, I'd become famous from drawing. It was interesting. The first time somebody wanted to pay me money for making a drawing, you know, in school, during Valentine, all the boys wanted to make portraits for their girlfriends. Yes. And somebody said, oh, can you make a portrait of my girlfriend and I will give you money? Say, I will gladly make that portrait without a kobo. And you see, in those days, if you looked at the work I did and you said, wow, man, did you do this? This is awesome. That's it. You've paid me $20 million in remuneration. And that was the joy. That was my goal, just to be able to make an impact. First on myself and second on the person, the viewer that is looking at the work. So by year 3, I had become famous. I developed a kind of work ethic. I realized that all I needed to do was to be 5 to 10% better than every other person, then I would charge 300% more.
Okay.
I realized that from university. What brought me to Lagos was law school. came to law school, finished with law school. But in my year 3, I had decided I was going to be a full-time studio artist. That's another long story. I had read this book that said, focus your energies, and I made the decision there and then. I could have changed course, but I realized that I was already a good artist, so there's no need to go changing course. So by the time I came into Lagos, finished law school, I was staying in my aunt's house in Surulere. Unfortunately, my father died, and and he was the breadwinner of the family, so we were all sort of on our own. And I decided to be an artist, during my youth corps, sit down in the balcony and start painting. And that was it, It was a bit scary for people. They're like, this guy is a lawyer that has been called to bar. What's he doing painting? It just didn't make sense. My uncle came from the village, said, Kelechi, we know you are an artist, There's nothing, why don't you be on the side, just register in a law firm, just in case, you understand?
Just in case the artist
just, how these things are, I say, I know, uncle. That my uncle is a doctor. I say, it's my mom that sent you, I understand. She's afraid. You're like, your son has been called to bar here. He says he's doing art in Lagos. God help us, And it did not seem reasonable, what I was doing. I could only afford paper, pencil, and maybe a watercolor set. But I said to myself, this is who I am, and this is what I do. It does not matter. I was lucky that I had a very benevolent aunt who would accommodate lawyers who would decide to become painters. So I had a roof over my head and, maybe 2 meals a day, and that was all I needed. My alawi could buy paper, and I said, okay, as an artist, what do? You paint. So I started to paint. It was when I went to the shop to go and frame them. It was an art supply shop in Ojuela, but then Art World. The owner of the place happened to be just in the shop. And he looked at my collection. I said, are these for sale? I said, yes. He said, how much? I had not considered the value of my work then. My own is create something first. Later, I will start talking about the business of it. And I quoted a random amount, which I thought, he would reject. The man bought 4 paintings. And that was the first time I got cash. Now, the difficult thing about being an artist in that sense is that, you're just expressing yourself. There's no market survey to find out what the market wants. I didn't go to art school, and I did not know any collectors. So there was no particular demand for what I was doing. I was just expressing myself. So what ended up happening, from one thing led to the other. After that, I bought more paint. I continued making my painting. The first exhibition I had was in my aunt's sitting room. I said I was going to have an exhibition. What do artists do? They have a collection and they exhibit. So I had an exhibition, called the art critics, called all the art writers. They came, they covered it, and they sold out. One of the collectors that came to the exhibition sponsored my main exhibition at the Russian Cultural Center. 1 year later, sold out. From there, I got money to move into my own house. So I had my own gallery, the sitting room. The master bedroom was the studio. And I continued my painting. Photography came a little later. Photography came to me. I used to use photographs as references for my paintings. So after a while, I'd become very good at making these references. And somebody wanted to have an exhibition of Nigerian photography in Mali. And so they told him that Kelechi has a collection of fine art photography. A lot of times, the idea of fine art photography was not popular. Most people are just shooting weddings or portraits, some commissioned photography. But Nigerians were still arguing whether photography was art or not, So I happened to have a collection of these photographs that were references for my painting. And the guy came, show me what you've got. He came from Germany, but I came be. I showed him my collection. He said, you're in. There I was, being flown to Bamako, Mali for an international African photography, biennale, where all the best photographers doing fine art photography from all over Africa were coming, and curators from all over the world were there. So I was like, inside my mind, I'm not even a photographer. You know, I'm a painter. I'm exhibiting at my reference photos. That was how I found myself in Mali, and then one thing led to the other. Some guys from Milan were like, we love your work. Can you come and exhibit in Milan? I said, what kind of question is that? So I was in Milan. We formed a group then called Depth of Field, me, T.Y. Beleuche, James Hiroha, you know, Amezo Jekere. From that thing, we became quite famous, and people started calling us. We found ourselves exhibiting in France, New York, you know, Germany, all over Europe and United States, and it sort of took off. So photography found me. While I was doing that, I was still making a living as a painter. But then, gradually, people started throwing money at my photography. Advertisers wanted me to shoot the advertising. Musicians wanted me to shoot their album cover. Nollywood wanted me to shoot their posters. And the big brother here wanted me to do his portrait.
So, thank you so much. I mean, thank you so much, Kelechi. The key thing that I took away from the conversation, from the contributions that you have all had, is that you had the skill. And then you also had support systems, right? Alibaba had a support system, Chef T had a support system, and yourself also had a support system. But I'm also interested in what are the challenges that you had faced, because you know, Kelechi spoke about some difficulties that he had experienced, but I would love to know what challenges you have faced in your business. Please, Chef T, let's start with you.
Thank you. In case many people don't know, I'm a full-time content creator. Aside I also do other types of food business. And what makes you as a content creator, especially in the food space, what makes you stand out is differentiation. Like, people have to know you for something, you know. If I do say so myself, I'm a pace setter, because I came into the food blogging business and I literally changed the game.
I think that deserves a round of applause, please. Yes, thank you.
This is not to brag, but people would just watch food content and just watch it in passing and just move on. Me, I came and I said, okay, your kitchen doesn't have to be like this. Your kitchen has to be the best place in the house, because take it or leave it, you spend the most time in the kitchen. So I started to attack Nigerian landlords, developers, and all that. But when I started my food content creation, the market now became very saturated. A lot of people wanted to do what Chef T was doing. A lot of people became food bloggers, which is very fine. I inspire people and all that. So it became a problem of we are now all doing the same thing. So when I changed my kitchen aesthetics, they do the same thing. They change. So when you're watching two different food contents, it's looking alike. So what makes you different? What makes you stand out? You understand? So those were the challenges I faced. I was always edgy, because once I start to see, and I feel like for every business owner, I think that's what you should also make you stand out. When you see people doing almost everything that you are doing, you should look for ways to stand out. So I started to look for different ways. Okay, I need to go to culinary school in Italy. That's just me. So I'm one of one now.
Yes.
So I need to build the most beautiful kitchen in Nigeria. I just did. You know, I need to have a kitchen studio, because a lot of people cook from home. So me, I made it a business. I leave my home and I go to work. So it's a kitchen studio where people rent and they use for their own content. So it's not just me using it now. You are renting my kitchen. You are using it for your events and all that. So through the challenges and all that, I just wanted differentiation, and I've been able to crack that code of differentiation. So whatever price I name now, it is Chef T. Let's just give it to her, because she's a pace setter, and whatever she does, people always follow. So yes, I face challenges. Okay, another funny one was, I used to do online classes back in 2019, 2020, and then I had 40 recipes that I would shoot. It's a pre-recorded class. So I'll shoot 40 recipes. You know what it means to shoot 40 recipes? 10 minutes video, 11 minutes video. And then, you know, I was still new in the food space. I didn't have knowledge about backing up my files and all of that. So I just shot all the videos and kept it in one storage. And 2 weeks before the class, I lost all the files, all 40. Mind you, I had collected money from over 200 people. If tears could bring back the videos, I wailed, I cried, I did everything. I think that's like my greatest challenge that I've experienced in this field. And, and I was still doing 9 to 5, So one night I just thought about it, that why am I even crying, Seth? Is it going to bring back the videos? So I started shooting that night. And within 1 week, I shot all 40 videos again. So it's all about, knowing what you want, the passion, and knowing that people expect, knowing what people expect of you. And if you find yourself in that field, or if you find yourself in any challenge, be it market trends, be it people copying you and all of that, find a way to differentiate yourself. It's very, very possible.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It just goes to show that differentiation is very key in your businesses. Now, over to you, Alibaba. We know that the entertainment industry can be diverse, given the emergence of different kinds of entertainments, like the skit makers and the likes. How were you able to navigate through these challenges to make yourself remain relevant in this entertainment industry?
The first thing that you must do to remain relevant, to remain strong, and remain important in the scheme of things in any sector that you want to go into is to study it. Study and understand what sector you're going into. As for the comedy industry, when I came into comedy industry, there were some people who were already practicing. There was Papiluwe, there was Baba Salah, there was Jaguar, there was John Chuku, there was Tunji Shotimiri. There were so many people, all right? I met Samanja. All of these people were in the space, and Patrick Doyle as well. Now, all of these people that were in this space were doing certain things that were not like how the international space, so what do you, global standards. Mm-hmm. So stand-up comedy had become such a big thing, and at the time, you watch a Bill Cosby, who owned a 747 plane, and was flying from his base to where he was shooting Bill Cosby show every week. And he owned the plane, and he was a stand-up comedian. And I was like, oh, what's happening? Richard Pryor sold out a hall and made close to about like $200 million. Wow. And I'm thinking, then there has to be a shift. And so when I started doing stand-up, most people did not believe in it. So I'm mentioning the challenges now. So the first thing was that acceptance was not there. Precedence was not there. So there was nothing like, oh, let me ape it after something somebody has done before. Because all the other things that these guys were doing was not like stand-up. And I needed to be different. The other thing was that there was no price regulation or price to copy. So I was failing and starting and climbing by myself. So I'll make the rules and break them. For instance, negotiating in the space, there was nobody to look up to say, this is how they negotiated, this was how they got. Most times, how I got to be charging the fee that I was charging at the time was by accident. I'll give you an example. There was a man called Steve Omogyafo who owned STB at the time. Steve Omogyafo called me and told one of his guys to come talk to me, Kunle, that he should come talk to me to do something. Then I was squatting with my uncle in Pangrove. And at this time, I was charging 700 naira. This is 1989. Wow. So, yeah, I had to put that in perspective. And so the guy came to the house and said, they told me to come talk to you. There's this competition that we're doing. We need you to do the jokes. I said, okay. He said, how much will you charge? I said, 7. The guy said, no, it's 5 that they will pay. I said, 7 is what I would pay. I would charge last, and I'm not even negotiating. He said, okay, I'll bring you 5 now. When you finish, we'll give you the other 2. So he went and brought a voucher and said, sign. And I saw 7,000.
Whoa.
And so I said, you didn't hear me? He said, I heard you. We can't pay you 5. We can't pay you all now. We'll pay you 5 first and pay you the other 5 later. So I signed.
That was really by accident.
Before, Uncle. So I signed. I'm driving to a point. So I signed, and then he brought this bag. It had 50 kobo notes. So the big bag like this, and he said, this is, so when you get to the event, when you finish, we'll give you the balance. I said, okay. So when I signed the voucher, payment voucher, I then signed balance to be collected, and then he left. I called my uncle who I was squatting with. I said, bros, the guy paid me 5K. He said, for what? I said, for the comedy. He said, you know, say 419 day. Oh. I said, I don't want anybody to come and arrest us. So what? Okay, what are you doing at the event? I said, I'll crack jokes. Jokes. See, the guy don't go. I said, yeah. I said, Ali, I don't want here. Oh. So now I go to the event. Now I've been overpaid. I have to overdo the jokes. So the other thing that, so I'm some of the challenges that, so this one was, negotiation was a big problem because there was nobody to copy from. So I go there, finish the event, and the man gives me the balance. It was in a, the bag had cousin tea. You know, the bag he gave me the this thing. So I held the thing because they supplied food that day. So I held the bag. As I was still holding the bag, one man came and said, hey, this thing that you just did is very good. It's very good. You know, I'll go bring my son's IV. You have to do the same thing for me. So when he was bringing the card, by the time he came, the man had given me the bag. So he said, is that food? What did you go buy? I said, no, it's my balance. He said, balance for what? I said the fee that I charge. He said, oh, you charge for this thing you do?
Can you imagine?
Now, you know that is a challenge.
Exactly.
If people do not think what you do should be paid for, it's a big challenge. If people do not think what you are even charging is worth the service you want to give, it's another big challenge. And now, how do you market yourself was another problem. Because the job that I was doing was not tangible. It wasn't like you cook, when you get to the place, you put the food down, everybody, and they say, you've not paid balance, don't open anything, just leave. Or it's a car, you deliver. You've heard of celebrities who bought cars and they didn't pay, they collected the motor back. And so intangible jobs like ours were services that you render. It's like somebody saying consultancy. You come, you consult, and then you go, and then you say you are not paying again. Are you going to meet all the other people and collect all the things you put in their heads? No.
The service has already been
consumed. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was another challenge. Then marketing it was a problem. I had to face the challenge. And then knowing the kind of people you marketed to was also very important. It was a big challenge for me because I was marketing to everybody and then finding out that some of the people I was marketing to were not ready to pay my fees. And so I started marketing to the people who could pay. And so I did billboards. By 1992-93, I did billboards in Lagos. One at the place you have Civic Center now. There was a refuse, I don't know many of you remember, there was a refuse dump at where Civic Center was now. When you're coming from 1004, you just see the billboard. I put a billboard there for 3 years. Where Marina is now, opposite the governor's office.
Yes.
I put a billboard there. So when you come from Net, because then Net building was the only way before the U-turn you have under Emuson. If everybody comes from Net to get to the bridge. So right there, I put a billboard. Then when you're coming from Old Ikoyi, I put a billboard there. What did I write on the billboard? It was, being funny is serious business.
Serious calls only.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, serious calls only.
Okay.
470-9296, pager number 197. Because Disk Engineering was the only people that gave us pagers at the time. And I put it. So the other thing was how to market yourself was a challenge. But I surmounted that with that because I needed to select my market, and the target market was important. Now, my target market were the ones that were ready to pay because they understood that it was not comedy that I was bringing, it was service.
Yeah.
And then providing service also mattered because you needed to understand the people you were marketing to. The business, as it were, needed freshness. I didn't want to tell, because jokes get around at the time. So you do one event at Lagoon. You do another one at Federal Palace. You do another one. Nigerians are the same people that will be coming to those events. Yes. So, and NIB, STB, Allstate Trust Bank, Lions Bank, Eagles Bank, all of them were calling you to do events. And some of these bankers, if, like, UBA has an event now, they have friends who work in other banks. They'll call them to come to their events. So I didn't want to be telling a joke and somebody will be like, I heard that last week now.
So you had to create new jokes.
The challenge was create new jokes all the time. So I then discovered that the best way to beat it was to be spontaneous. Don't come with jokes. Listen to everything that they have said and make the jokes a la carte. So those were some of the things that I did. There were a lot of things that I mentioned, that I did, that can't be mentioned now, because free was one of it. Making them first get used to the service. And then when they then say, hey, come and do it again, you charge.
You now charge them.
So it was like an introductory fee to the services that I offered. When Joseph interpreted the dream for the guy in prison, he didn't charge. but guess
Come
what?
to think of it.
He didn't charge. He just did it. And he didn't also let anybody say, oh, you know what, Nigerians, if Nigerians were in a bad place, and then you come to them, baby, I'm in prison here, you are talking dream. And they are freeing you now, you are going, you are asking for drink. My guy, get out. You know, so also, I learned that one big challenge that people have is when you do some events, you feel like, let me just kill them here. Charge all you want to charge. Forgetting that every event is a marketplace for another event.
Yeah.
Somebody is in that audience going, oh, I like what he's doing. You've marketed yourself. But you don't then now say, oh, because they didn't pay well, let me do half job for them. So you do it like you were paid more than anything. So you do A, B, C, D, above and beyond the call of duty. You do that thing, finish the event, so that when somebody sees you, he wants to have that kind of event done for him as well. So the challenges were more than can be explained, but above all, it was that knowing that every time I stepped out, I knew there were people who were going to copy that. And so I was like a pace setter.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I was a pace setter for a lot of people. So sometimes, and then one other challenge is, because we now started having so many people who were now saying, oh, bros, I want to do this thing that you are doing. It meant that if I was charging 10 naira, because of those people that were now coming behind me, I would not take 7 naira. Some of my colleagues are here now that I invited. If you call me for an event and say, Ali, we want to pay you 2 million. I say 5 million. And you say no. And you say, oh, Damola or what's this madman's name? MC Lively. And you say, we also talk to MC Lively. He's charging 2 million too. So, but you are the one that we want. You know, you're trying to use another person to market or negotiate with me. I'll tell you, what date is it you actually asked for again? You say 27, that 27th is gone. And you say, well, somebody has paid for that day. I didn't even know that was the data. Because I will not do it. So it's like you are a son and you are doing charge and bill. If you are SAN, you can't be doing charge and bill again.
Exactly.
So it is like you push the market up, but the challenge is, it's not like you don't need the money. If somebody gives me 2 million for a 3-hour event, it will go a long way. Because even if I'm not using the money to buy anything, there are people who will also come to me and I'll sort out with the 2 million. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, the challenge then is, because you are a forebearer and a pace setter, you take on certain punches just so that other people can avoid them. And the challenges were a lot.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for that. That was very insightful, Alibaba. Thank you so much. Now, speaking on competition, right? Kelechi, you had mentioned that, part of the things that inspired you in art, you had mentioned that you would charge higher than what other artists were charging. We know that this industry is more or less saturated. So how are you able to give yourself a competitive edge amongst all the people involved in photography, right? In the midst of the trends and different technologies now involved.
That's a beautiful question. Competition is very interesting. You know, that's why they call it creative entrepreneur. Our business is a bit different from the factory. When you have the formula for a particular product, you put it into the system and you keep marketing and promoting the brand. But for a creative entrepreneur, your product is a function of your creativity and a little bit of your originality, and you cannot have just one product and you keep marketing it. You need to evolve almost at every, like he was saying, you can't keep cracking the same jokes. And how did he solve that? He decided to go spontaneous, which means he decided to embrace failure. He decided to conquer the fear of presenting untested products to the market. He didn't go to do a market survey. He didn't tell that joke, find out how many laughs. Immediately he told it and they finished laughing at it. The joke is gone. And that became my mantra, that I need to put myself in a space where I become a medium through which ideas flow freely. And in order to do that, you have to embrace failure. It is a constant search for the new. And competition, if you have distinguished yourself, if you have found your voice as a creative, and you've been able to differentiate yourself from everybody, then there is only one you. Once there is only one you, then it's difficult to compare. There are those who are looking for the regular photographer who just come and cover their event. That is not my market. People come to me because they want the creative eye of Kelechi Amadiobi.
Round of applause, please. Thank you.
And to develop that eye, I need to have passed through the rigors of the craft that I espouse. I need to have internalized it and mastered it. And then, after you've mastered the craft, you're now in a subconscious environment where you are now expressing the inner self. So it's not just beautiful pictures. It is the way I see. It is the way I think. It is a combination of my experience as a human being. If I have the courage to infuse that into my creativity, then there is only one Kelechi Amadiobi. No other person can shoot like me. So what I have found out, the best way to deal with competition, especially these days of social media, like you said, once your work is good and a lot of people demand for it, then you are the number one person that everybody will copy. Immediately I post it on social media, it is just, forget it, it's gone. Otilo.
Exactly, template.
It is gone. The next week, all the photographers are shooting exactly the same thing. And it's so interesting. At first, I was a bit troubled by it, but I came to realize that that is the ultimate compliment that another creative will pay to you. Not only did they study your work, they invested part of their life to replicate it. It is the ultimate supplication to you.
Word.
So, in as much as they copy your work, they remain under your wing. So, how do I maintain my originality? Sometimes I will look at a beautiful photograph that T.Y. Bello did. I say, oh my goodness, man, I love this work. I will never shoot like this.
Okay. That was not what I was expecting to hear.
I may take the essence of it, okay, and then bring my own story into it. And when I bring it out, T.Y. will be liking the work, but she will never know that the inspiration came from her. You understand? Because you're in the same market, you have to steal like an artist.
Yes, that's the word. Still like an artist.
You understand?
I think there's a book on that.
What they say creativity, there is nothing that is original under this earth. You're just a medium through which the world will keep representing ideas, but assembled through your personal experience in a different way. So if you take a harp, lay it, and then bring a typewriter. So the typewriter is not hitting on words, but it's hitting on the keys. You get a piano. And who to say that you did not invent a new thing? The person that invented typewriter cannot sue you for copyright or what do they call it? Patent infringement. You can still call it keyboard. Am I making sense? So for me, it's all about being confident in your ability to keep being the medium through which ideas flow. He has understood the essence of his craft. So he trusts in his ability to make the jokes right there and then, based on what he's seen. There are some famous ones that we can't forget. You know, yeah. I remember the one, where he had Obasanjo and Atiku sitting next to each other. And, there were a controversy of two of them fighting. And he said, Obasanjo, if you are trying to beat Atiku, please go ahead and beat him. Because he keeps laughing and beating Atiku each time he tells a joke. And, those kind of jokes were so spontaneous, and who could copy it? Nobody can, because it's Alibaba. And for me, the way to deal with competition is just one thing, and one thing only. Daring to have the courage to be yourself.
Word. Thank you so much. Okay.
What he has said. Many years ago, I think it was 1993 or so, Ninth of a Thousand Laughs was to start. And so Upper Williams, Ifere Ozako, and Joe Adekwa said they were coming to meet me, that I should come perform at Night of a Thousand Laughs. I was very livid. I was like, how many people are performing? And I said, which jokes are they going to tell? I said, all the jokes that these people you are calling to come tell are mine. So how would I'm not performing. So from the first Night of a Thousand Laughs to the sixth one, I did not perform. Until Ifere came and said something that's close to what he has said now. Ifere said, Ali, not the vex, chill. All the people that come to perform at American Idols, now that people song that they sing. But the thing is that when they sing Whitney Houston's song, or sing R. Kelly's song, what they are saying is, that is the standard. So instead of you to be upset, know that anybody that takes your jokes is proving that you are better and you are the standard that has to be beaten. And so come to this. I said, okay, so then I went and I said, you can't record me. I'll do new jokes, but you can't record me. And he said, okay, we won't record you. And which is why, if you watch Night of a Thousand Laughs from volume 1 to volume 10 or 12, I performed in all of them, but I was not recorded. So most times, some people think that, sometimes some people think when you create a joke, you can hold on to it till eternity. No, you can't. Once you've created a joke, it can inspire some other people. Some people can take the joke, add some flesh to it, and make it better. There is a famous quote from somebody called Amaka Igwe. Amaka Igwe said, come to me, let me give you all that I have, so you can add to all that you have and can be better than me. So most times the competition can only be a competition if you are better than them. Otherwise you are colleagues. I'll repeat that. Every competition that is the same level with you, it's not a competition, you are colleagues. You must be better than the person for the person to see you as a competition. And so, which was why after some people had not seen me perform and somebody said, it looks like Alibaba is not funny again. That's why he's not. You see, if you drive into Ibadan and every checkpoint you see one man, at a checkpoint you see one man, 2 years, 3 years, he's there, sergeant. 4 years, 5 years, he's there, sergeant. You see him, he hasn't grown. Let me use the one that is close to you. You come into a bank, you are in the bulk room, you are counting. 4 years later, you are in the bulk room, you are counting. 10 years later, you are in the bulk room, you are counting. But if the person grew, he will be a teller. From then, he's gone upstairs. From there, you say, where's the guy? So he's now in the branch, main branch. Where is he now? Oh, he's moved to head office. Where is he now? He's in charge of a region. Where is he now? It's our new ED. That's how you grow. But if people continue to want to see you in the bulk room, it is the same reason they'll say, this boy did show last week, and Alibaba didn't perform. This other person did show, Alibaba didn't perform. You see, grow your competition in a way that, grow yourself in a way that you are no more a competition to many people. You become an inspiration. When you become an inspiration, you are not a competition.
That deserves an applause. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. It's just interesting to hear how these titans in our midst have been able to build businesses that have lasted decades, differentiate themselves from competition by being pace setters in their various industries. So I know that our audience has questions. We will now take your questions. Yes. Questions, please. Questions from the house.
While we're waiting for questions, did anybody get this paper? If you got it, raise it up. Let me see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to save all of us on this panel some of the... If you don't have it, you can do photocopies later. So let's write all these things down. There are some of the things that we've been talking about so that we can then take... When your questions then come, we can then address them. So in any of the boxes, you can fill it quickly. Write self in any of the boxes. In another box, write family. These are the things that will make you last. Third, environment. Have we gotten those three? Education in any of the boxes. It's a mind map. So these are some of the things that we'll be mentioning. Friends. Skills. Goals. Understanding the industry. Books. Lifestyle, mentorship, social media, tools, finances, being dynamic, networking, collaborations, competition, health, well-being, or anyone you want to write, well-being and health. I think they're complete now. Books. Then I think it's complete. Determination, sorry. Self-determination. Now, all of these things that you've written, they signpost everything that we have discussed. This is your mind map. This is your mind map. Your family is needed for you. Your family needs to support you anyhow, either drive you or inspire you. Yourself, you need to first discover yourself to last. You need to discover yourself to last. Let me tell you why. Most people think that because somebody else is doing something, they can do it as well. I weigh 106 kg now. There's no way I can beat Usain Bolt in 100 meters. If you know that you're a stammerer, there's no way you can read the network news. If you know you have hot temper, there's no way you can be a receptionist. There's no way. So somebody calls, how is your guy? He says he's not in. Then the person calls back, how is, what of your guy? He said, did you not hear the first time that I said that he's not in the office? Goals. For you to last, for you to build yourself to last, you must have goals that you work towards. If you do not have any goals, building to last is just a waste of time. You must have goals that you're working towards, right? Now, understanding the industry, I did mention that before. Books, you must read books or read or hear from people who have read books. Did you get that? You either read the book or hear from someone who has read the book. Well-being. If you build to last and you're not fit and you're not healthy, you're not going anywhere. There's a bank MD of one of the second generation banks big bank, who was on his deathbed, and he told the doctor that if for him to get well right now requires $1 million, that he will sign the check. That if it required $1 million, that he will sign the check. So your well-being is very important in part of your plans to build to last. Mentors. If you do not have mentors, you would not last, because the mentors have been through the path that you're going through. Some comedians have come to me before to say, oh, how did you used to collect your money that people don't owe you? When I was working for All States Trust Bank back then, they say, okay, Ali, we'll pay you 100,000. I say, okay, we'll pay you after the event. I say, no, give me 50 and give me a post-dated check. Why did they want to pay you after the event? They wanted to be sure that you will appear and that you will not have problems or you will deliver the service. So I said, give me a post-dated check. If I don't deliver, you cancel the check. That way, I don't have to be pursuing you for my payment. So teaching these young ones as well, and my colleagues, is another way to help them last. So mentorship is important. Lifestyle. If you are in any business and you get into substances, you can't substantiate your career. Sometimes it affects the work that you do. So your lifestyle, the drinks. There's a friend of ours who was driving one time after an event. He had a lot to drink, ran under a trailer. Lifestyle. It's important that any of you here who does business, and if like 6 of you or 7 of you go out, find a designated driver. If you are going out in one car, find somebody, say, boy, don't drink, oh. We'll drink on your behalf, don't drink. Sometimes you can even have 2 people. If the one that doesn't know how to drive is a designated driver, he sits there and shows the other guy that is drunk, that knows how to drive, when to slow down. So your lifestyle is very important. Lifestyle also includes the fact that Kelechi wears a wristwatch of 300,000 naira. You do an event of 300,000 naira, or you shoot an event, 300,000 naira. Kelechi wears a watch of 300,000. Because you're a photographer, he's a photographer. You go buy a wristwatch like that too. It means that you are copying what shouldn't be copied. Now, social media. To build yourself to last. You know, when I joined social media one time, somebody said, what are you doing on social media? I'm telling you, from Facebook, I joined Twitter. I said, what are you doing on Twitter? It's for children. And then I saw that Larry King and some other people like him were in that space. Michael Jordan was on Twitter. So I called the guy. I said, but these people are on Twitter. I said, they're not Nigerians. I said, fast forward 3 years later, he calls me and says his company wants to do something and they need me to help them drive it. And if I could use my page. I said, yes, nah. And I told him the fee. He was like, who will pay that kind of? I said, find out. And he paid. Now I see him on Instagram. I said, you are here. He said, we're all here. We're all here. So whatever you can use to push your business, to push it to last. You see some people, you have like 30 family friends. You make cakes. You post your cakes. Your family do not post it. You make cakes. You make fabrics. You work in a bank. Your bank is selling shares. Your family can come to ask you to give me something. But when you then post where you work, your family won't repost. Look at them, write their names down. The day they come and say, you say, when I posted my show, January 1st, did you repost? Sometimes they won't repost, but they want tickets to the show. So family, friends. The other very important one that I read, your financials. Financials are very important. There are 3 ways to study your finances from the experience that I have that will make you last in this business. Is what you earn, how you earn it, where you spend it, and what you save or invest. Those are the key financials that you must know for you to last. For instance, I may do one show. I've done 3 shows this weekend. I've not done a show since 1st of August. But from Thursday, today, and tomorrow, what I'm making in these 3 days, some comedians may need 2 years to make it. But I've done 37 years. So most times it is important for you to know how to earn, where to spend what you have earned, how to save or invest what. Sometimes through the month, what pays my bills is not the shows that I then do. It is investment that I've made in real estate, in businesses, or fixed deposits. Or some shares that are bought in something or some business that are invested in either in Lagos or outside Nigeria. But a comedian, just like I did, mention, Kelechi is talking about going to do exhibition outside Nigeria and then he gets paid for those exhibitions. And somebody thinks it is covering a wedding. That he would now be on the same level with Kelechi. So it's important for you to learn all of that. Finally, I would say networking. Do not take for granted the importance of networking. Networking anywhere. Networking is that thing that you do like Joseph did. When you build a business, continue to network with everybody that you relate with. They sell you better. Some events, I don't even market myself. Some people will call me and say, somebody said that you are the best for this job. I have a photograph, which is my best photograph. I'm wearing a white shirt and black jeans that this man shot. It's my best photograph. And it's my trademark photograph. Anytime people want to use it and they call me and say, that photograph when you're wearing a white shirt and you were smiling, is your trademark. I've used that photograph. We shot in 2004. This man has been chopping my money for a while. Now, that picture it's the classiest. It's classic, right? But you see, when some people want to shoot pictures, they just shoot and leave. That day, that picture, before we got that picture, I nearly swore for this man. He would tell the picture and say, no, I'm not impressed. Change the light. Bring this one. I said, I like this one that you took. He said, there's something. So, to last, you must be a professional to the core. Understand the industry, understand your business. So that when you tell somebody something, some people, he told you, do it. When Jesus said they should pour water into this, people went to meet the mother and said, this man said we should pour water into. He said, whatever he tells you to do. Because you know that the person knows it. Let your reputation and the career and professionalism that you've built go ahead of you. As we're sitting here now, somebody calls me that next door, somebody has an event, and can you do 30 minutes of stand-up comedy? I'll do 1 hour. Because you don't dare body. Let it be like they call you tomorrow, you can deliver. That is how you build to last. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for these beautiful minds on stage here. Thank you so much, Kelechi. Thank you so much, Hepti. And thank you so much, Alibaba. I'm sure our audience, they are really itching to have 1 or 2 questions. Yeah, we get the message. We'll work on that. So we'll take the questions quickly. Quickly. So, to our viewers online at UBA Group, remember to tweet at us, Instagram, and all our social media handles. And let's have the questions online and in the audience.
Okay, this question is particularly for Mr. Amadiobi. It says, how do you find a balance between multiple skills that can make money for you?
The question.
The balance between multiple skills. It's very interesting. You know, a lot of times, I always tell people, focus for me is a very important part of this whole thing. We have a finite number of hours we are going to spend on this earth. And I do believe that if you want to stand out and become this juggernaut, this spiritual being the best at what you do, you need a certain number of hours invested in your craft in order to rise above, the people under. Now, once you have achieved that, okay, once you've achieved that, then you have something that you can hold on to. Now, with that one, there can be related things that are related to this thing that you now have. But before you can start going into multiple, like when people say, oh, multiple streams of income, I don't know. I mean, it's nice, but be careful that you do not dissipate your energies. To be the best at what you do, you need to concentrate and you need to focus. Because if you dissipate your energies, maybe you're just looking for luck. Once you can hold on to that, then you start moving. You see, she is very good at cooking. And then she becomes a content creator for the core of what she has become. Now, that's multiple source of income. Get paid for cooking, get paid as a content creator. So I'm a photographer first. I get known for that. And then, now, people are calling me to talk about my journey. That's another stream of income. Now, I had this set of clients who are the 1% or 10% of the 1% of the 10%, where you're charging very high fees. But then, I'm now collecting money from thousands of people who want to learn how I got to where I am. That's another stream of income. That does not take away from the beginning of the journey. So what I always believe in doing is that if you're going to find multiple streams of income, start first by mastering one. And then one will lead to the other. And sometimes it happens in stages. Like he said, you have to move from one stage to the other. Don't stay in one place for too long. But then you can have one happening and another happening and another happening, but it's stage by stage.
I want to add to your point, sir. I always believe in outsourcing when it comes to things like this, because I'll use my own experience as an example. I'm a creative. I know how to cook. I am very good with my hand skills and all that. But the business bits, I am still shaky, even though I kind of, But I've been able to outsource it to a team that handles the business parts, that helps me create multiple streams of income while I focus on the passion. You understand? So I'm using the passion to now market the other business aspect, while there's a team behind doing all of the numbers. So if you can outsource, it's also fine,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You would know that there's a book that I read. Okay, by the way, I read religious studies and philosophy. Okay, and I read it in Arabic, I read it in Hebrew, I read it in Greek, and I read it in Latin. So the study of philosophy of businesses as well says that you must follow the David pattern. David was a shepherd. David was a musician. David was a fighter, was a warrior. David was a psalmist. David was a dancer. David was a king. But in all of those things that he did very well. So what you need to first know is understand what each of these businesses require. Before you go into any of it, as I said, you must understand an industry. Dangote sells salt, sugar, noodles, cement, fuel. And he sells hope as well. Now, all of this is that Dangote says, he started from one. And when that once that is established, he then goes into another one, and that one then establishes again. Dangote has not sat down one day to say, how is this cement selling? Because he's built it to a point and put people in place to take care of it. You know, you build certain things to a point that you then put people to monitor it and you don't have to be there again. That is when you can then begin to diversify so that your attention doesn't totally get taken over. Mother of Moses, after he put Moses in the basket, put somebody to manage it. Maybe, or what's her name? Miriam? Put somebody to manage it. And the person you put to manage has to know about the business as well. The reason I mentioned Moses and the basket is that when you put a basket in water, you must first understand the industry where you put the basket. You know, the princess won't have a bath in water that is dirty. And so it means that the water is always flowing. And so if you put a basket in that water, what will happen to the basket? You know, so you need to then put somebody there. Anytime the basket floats away from where the princess is, he will push the basket back. So you need to have a business that you have somebody who can. What happens most times is that you do one business, you go here, your eyes are taken away from that one. And then when it fails, you're like, but they said that you can put your eyes in, you can do different business. No. Set up this business. When you are going to set up something else, it must be that you have somebody who is already monitoring this one for you. And the person must understand the purpose and the essence of that business itself. Because Miriam may have just figured that Moses, God will take care of him. But you see, she knew the business. It was to make sure that the princess saw Moses. And it must mean that they also know that the princess didn't have a child. Because if the princess had 4 children and you put the basket there, she will have no need for Moses. So make sure the people you put in charge of any business you set before you go to another one understand that business and can drive it without you. You can play a supervisory role. So before you go into another business, when Dangote started facing this refinery, he did not have time to sit over cement, to sit over salt, to sit over sugar. Every day. And when I say every day, this is, he can fly out today and come back the next day and flies out 20 hours after, out to the same place that he came from. But you see, when he was doing all of that, he did not put his eyes on the other things that he was doing. So you can be a lot of things, but you must have a grasp of everything first before you diversify.
Absolutely inspirational. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for these beautiful minds here. I believe they don't have any questions. Yeah, really. I mean, I would say if we had the chance, we'll keep on going for hours and hours because these people here have lots of substance to deliver to everybody here. But we have to let them go because somebody is cold, like Alibaba said. So we need to. we need to get this wrapped up now. So I would like to invite the group head, retail and digital banking, Mr. Shamsuddin Fashala, for the closing remarks.
Thank you very much. Alibaba, you're not the only one cold here. I can feel it in the room. Don't mind my jacket. All right. Thank you very much. It's been very, very interesting and inspirational too. Before I came up, I actually planned to read out what I've written. I returned it back to my pocket just because you've said so much. About 15 years ago, it was in STB then, the then managing director, chief executive, Mr. Atunyota, bought a book for almost all the staff. Who remember the title of that book? About 15 years ago. Thank you, Blast. And the reason why he did that, then STB was at the early stage. And he wanted to build a business that would last generations And he felt he needed to carry everybody along in terms of inspiring everybody, buying into the goal, and all that. And today, we are seeing people that have gone through that system, and you've really delivered this very, very well. Those two professors took 6 years to write that book, 6 years to write that book. And they went to different chief executives who have gone through that system, and they picked out key insights on how they built their businesses. And you delivered that in less than 1 hour. And I'm sure a lot of people have picked a lot. I saw people writing things down. I actually wrote some things down, and I'm going to use them later. Thank you very much for a very job well done. And for Alibaba, please, my regards to Mary B and the triplets. Thank you very much, Jeff T. You did a good job. Kelechi, thank you very much. Send my regards to Amechi, your friend in Access Bank. And for our lovely Sharon, I don't know what you are now. Are you a staff or a professional compare? Well done. Very good job. Very good job. Thank you very much. And to my friend, thank you very much. And to everyone, our friends from the press, thank you very much for always being there for us. My colleagues, thank you very much, and thanks everyone for coming. Thank you.
Please hold on. We're almost done. So I'll call on the group head, marketing, corporate communications, for the pictures, and yes, we'll just take it from there. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for MC Lively in the house as well. We see you. So for the pictures, just hold on while the pictures are being taken. We still have packages for everybody in the house, so don't be in a rush to leave.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
All right, dear customers, please sit down. Please hold on. We just have a little packages for you.
and ladies and gentlemen of the press as well, and our ever lovely staff as well. Please just hold on till you are attended to.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday
Recording
banking needs that
stopped.
save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.